contract for next year.
That's mind-boggling.
7-point lead for Orlando. Thaddeus Young, the catalyst and barometer of success for this Philadelphia team, missing his first field goal attempt. Duhon gets the screen from Howard. Davis being left wide open, and he made him pay for it.
Yeah, well, great screen. You're absolutely right. That will not show up in a box score, but Dwight Howard sets as good a screen in that instance as anyone. And frees him up for a nice-looking jump shot.
Turner working against Wafer. Turner on the baseline. Great body control using the left hand. Kept it away from Dwight.
Well, you can see, I mean, when he's got the ball in his hands and he's thinking score it, he can attack the rim. He's got very good size. I don't know that he'd be a guy that makes those around him better, but when he's attacking with the ball, he is tough to stop.
Yeah, a bit of the obvious, but he's been a lot more productive since becoming a starter, as Duhon knocks down his second three-pointer.
Yeah, you know that about Duhon. I mean, he's not made the number of threes because of playing time that the other guys have made, but he's 44% from out there. He can shoot it.
Giving the Magic a boost right now. Jameer Nelson on the bench with 2 early fouls. Thaddeus Young working against Glenn Davis. Nowhere to go, but finds Hawes. Orlando gets a stop. This Philadelphia team struggling to get buckets tonight. Single coverage against Howard. Now the double comes on the bounce. Wafer on the drive, squeezing through. Kept alive by Davis, and they'll get another possession. Oh, they left him wide open. Turner gets it back. Williams with a nice ball fake. One and done at the offensive end for Philadelphia. Shooting just 28%. In Miami of late. Lionel Hollins doing a fantastic job there.
I remember their compelling playoff series a year ago, absolutely dominating the Spurs, doing an outstanding job against the Thunder. Do not sleep on the Grizz.
Coming out of the timeout, the Magic get a bucket from Von Wafer. Von Wafer, one of those point-per-minute guys, not shy. Had 13 points in 18 minutes in their last game against New York.
And you got Earl Clark on the floor, and he is a guy who can natural 4, going to have to play some 3 with all their injuries at the 4 right now.
Lou Williams, it's nothing but net. They need him to get going, don't they, Doris?
Yeah, he's a little bit hot and cold, so to speak, but he is a guy who can get it going when he's got it going.
Earl Clark in the ball game for the Magic over in Reading. Good ball movement by Orlando. And a great block out by Elton Brand on Dwight Howard. About a 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Iguodala, Brand, Meeks, Thaddeus Young, and Lou Williams on the floor for the 76ers. Nice slip screen by Young. Jody Meeks, a three-point shooter, got it.
Another guy hot and cold, but great ball movement.
Plenty of time for the Magic to get one off here. Duhan might have had a little bit more time than he thought. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. The 76ers with a little bit of momentum moving forward here. Glenn Davis doing a lot of the heavy lifting offensively for Orlando with 8 points and 6 rebounds. Magic with the lead. Second quarter coming up.
Extremely hard. Got a little more pressure on the ball, and then at the end we got a little more passive.
Now, dealing with some off-the-court issues, that can be draining on a team. What did you think about your team's energy level and effort in that?
Our energy level's been good for even the last 4 games that we've lost in a 5-game winning streak. That hasn't been a problem.
All right, thanks for your time.
Well, the Orlando Magic led by 10 points 3 times in that first quarter. Doris, and what does it say about the Magic that they're leading right now and they're starting point guards on the bench with 2 fouls? Jameer Nelson.
Well, I think they're winning things with their defense. They're keeping Philadelphia to 38% shooting. You think back over historically Stan's career, and he's been, in terms of winning percentage, the Orlando Magic are 4th on the list since 2005. That's his tenure. They have been one of the better defensive teams in the league throughout the course of his tenure. So it starts on that end for them.
Philadelphia cut the lead to 3 now out of the blocks here in the second period. Duhan at the point. On Wafer with a nice crossover move. Clark with a tough contested turnaround out to Lou Williams. Young on the move. And a great recovery and block by Clark. And he makes the strip on Brand, and now here come the Magic. They've got numbers. And Richardson pulls it out to Duhan. Clark from the baseline, Strong's. Howard with the rebound and gets it to go, his second field goal of the ball game.
He did not cross that midcourt line until about 15 ticks on the shot clock, but I guess it's effective as long as you get close to the rim before the end of it.
Lou Williams fouled on the play by Chris Duhan. Let's take a look at our tech replay on that last attempted dunk. Clark getting up there.
How about that recovery? 2 long, athletic guys right there.
Iguodala up top. Thaddeus Young with the baseline jumper along 2, and he knocks it down. Doug Collins has a proclivity of saying that this guy, Thaddeus Young, is everything that's good about the NBA. He loves his motor, his effort, and his professionalism.
Yeah, he loves the guy. He loves how hard he works every play, every possession.
Richardson with the long jumper. It's been a struggle for Jason Richardson the last several games. Not shooting it particularly well. But Van Gundy staying with him. It'll be Magic basketball.
Well, how about that rebound? He is between 2 bodies, and Brand has really tried to battle, and Brand has got 5 boards of his own, but Dwight just so physically strong, takes it from both guys.
Wafer over to Duhan. This time off the mark and rebounded by the 76ers. Meeks comes up short on the 3. Philadelphia with the rebound. Williams going to try the 3 and gets it to go.
Every time Philadelphia has touched the paint with the basketball, whether it's been a drive or a pass, every time they've touched the paint, those 3 opportunities are uncontested. The defense collapses in, and those looks are nice. Get a room and rhythm.
Earl Clark has really been ice cold. Now Philadelphia with a chance to take its first lead. Meeks.
You wonder if Stan's going to use another timeout. It has the look of it.
76ers with a nice 15-2 run to take a 3-point lead.
Well, they're starting to get their jumper going, but it's always been off dribble drive.
Revelation on Thursday put Orlando's management in the spotlight as well. Lisa Salters standing by right now with GM Otis Smith.
Thanks, Mark. Otis, what was your initial reaction when everything unfolded very publicly between Stan Van Gundy and Dwight Howard on Thursday?
Well, we're trying to move beyond it. It happened. My initial reaction was, how do we move beyond it? That's what we're trying to do. Trying to get our team playing on the right track.
Was what Stan said true? Did Dwight ask that Stan Van Gundy be fired?
Well, he never asked me, so I don't have that knowledge. But that's the way Stan felt about it. He addressed it. I didn't think either one of the guys were a professional. I didn't think Stan's approach for it was professional, but that's the way he felt, and he addressed it that way.
You said that you thought both guys were wrong. How come?
Well, if he did, in fact, ask for him to be fired, he's wrong. For Stan to address it in the public, that's wrong. We deal with stuff behind closed doors. That's where we always dealt with stuff here.
How do you move forward from this?
Well, we do. We just got to play basketball games and win basketball games. We have 11 games or 10 and a half now. We have to compete, win, and go from there. Everything is always evaluated at the end of the season no matter what, so this has just escalated those things.
How realistic is that you can move forward? We were talking about this pregame, that drama is very draining on any relationship.
It is. So, I mean, we're going to have to. He's going to have to be the basketball player and play, and Stan's going to have to do his job and continue to coach it.
Will there be any coaching changes between now and the end of the season?
No, I don't anticipate that happening. I think that they're going to have to figure this relationship out from here until the playoffs.
And will Stan Van Gundy be the coach of the Orlando Magic next season?
Well, I don't have the answer to that. I mean, I don't have the answer to who's going to be on our roster either, so we're going to have to sit down. We have to discuss and evaluate everything and go from there.
All right, thank you very much, Otis, for your time. Good luck. Mark, back to you.
All right, Lisa. Otis Smith, the VP of Operations, General Manager for the Orlando Magic, has made a lot of the decisions regarding personnel and who's on the floor. And Stan Van Gundy has a contract for next year, 1 year left on his deal.
As does Otis, and that's been part of the talk, that he is included in the equation of Dwight's demands. And, you know, I don't think, and this is pure speculation because we're not inside Stan's head, I don't have the sense when I watched that interview unfold that there was an agenda necessarily, that he went into that interview when he, you know, in the media session, that he was thinking, I'm going to deliver this news right now. There was a report by a local reporter that sort of was the impetus, and he was basically answering a direct question. And you just wonder at some point, did he get worn down from the constant conversation? And you know this about the guy. He's going to answer questions honestly. You may not always like what he has to say, but he's going to answer it honestly.
8:09 to go in the first half. We're going to take a look at that last shot. Officials looking at the monitor right now. They're trying to tell whether it was a 2 or a 3-pointer. One more look at this. That angle not quite as definitive maybe as you would like. This one might provide a better look. His foot looked like it was behind. That right foot, Doris, looked like he took off behind the line. That one not quite as definitive either. Foul called, and hey, this is a big homecoming for Jameer Nelson, who either way is going to go to the free throw line. Told me before the game that he got some 350 tickets for friends and family members. There's one more look. I'm going to go on a limb, Doris, and say it was a 3-point shot.
Okay, Mark.
And those 350 people you hear right now are Jameer's buddies saying, yeah, it was a 3. Dick Pavetta right there looking at the monitor. Dick Pavetta, by the way, speaking of great numbers, this is consecutive game number 2,539 for the veteran official.
How about that number? Wow.
A 2-shot foul. That's why we don't make predictions. As Nelson goes to the free throw line, back in the ball game after picking up those 2 early fouls and sitting down.
It's also why you could not pay me enough money to wear the gray jersey.
Easily the most scrutinized guys in professional sports.
Yeah, but what I marvel at, and you and I both covered college basketball.